There was a line in a movie I just watched that was, "You're all in this for the cultural revolution, I'm in this for actual revolution," which is a maxim very applicable to the sort of left-leaning world nowadays. There are a disproportionate amount of people who say that they are within the left, that they are socialists, they are communists, they are anarchists, they are whatever they may say they are, yet it's less of a political thing and more of a personality thing, I want to say, where any man can give up their non-essential essentials, reject materialism, reject commodity, reject cash, reject capital. Any man can do that, and any man is free to do that. But just doing that doesn't put you on that side of the political spectrum. That just makes you that type of person. That just makes you what I guess would be deemed as the stereotypical hippie. That's what that does. To be actually, a leftist, you need to be political. It's not a lifestyle thing, it's a political thing. And yes, lifestyle plays into politics, but you can't have one and not the other to sort of be actually within it. It's just, as he says, he puts it quite aptly when he says cultural revolution, because it did become a subculture. Counterculture in the 60s, 70s, 80s, all the way through until up to now, including now, was a culture. It was its own subset of people existing in a certain way as any community would. It was just rebelling against culture, standardized and traditional. But not every counterculture individual was political. Not every political leaning left figure was part of counterculture. It doesn't compute that way. And you can't have the same aspirations and goals and whatever just by saying you are rejecting the morals of standard now. Because that just becomes a trait, that just becomes an identity. You can be, though it sounds absolutely contradictory as a term, you can be a conservative hippie. You can have that personality of rejection, free-spiritedness, whatever it may be, yet almost in your head, subconsciously, if not consciously, lean towards conservative political ideas. People can have the traits of being a hippie and still be ragingly racist. It's beneath the surface. There are definitely dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of people who in the 60s and 70s went to these protests, went to these demonstrations, went to these marches, went to these festivals of life, and still voted for the Republicans. That definitely happened. Yet you couldn't show that appearance in these sort of circles because you would have been ostracized and fucked straight out of it. But just because someone acts in that way and appears to be in support of your cultural traits, that doesn't put them on your political side. That doesn't make them an ally. That makes them akin. Akin as in not akin as in relative, akin as in similar. Because it is far, 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 far more than just what you do day to day. It's what you believe in. You can be spiritual, metaphysical, new age-y and still believe in Republican and follow Republican ideals. You can be, I don't want to say hick, but for the sake, I'm going to say hick, a hick American gun-toting redneck fucker, and still vote and believe in democratic morals. Your culture, your placement, whatever it may be, doesn't designate your belief, which is something too many people get too stuck in. It's more than a cultural thing, it's an actually political thing. Like, there's too many more levels to go into. But everyone sees it as this surface personality thing, when it's not. It's a belief thing. It's a standing for what is right, what is correct, not what you think fits what you want to be doing. Far, far different things.